So good morning, November the 6th, 2014. This is CISG114, Section 2, Web Technology and Life. Today is day number 21 in the week number 11. So let's get started. Well, good morning, welcome back to this class, day number 21 into week number 11. Okay, if you look at the white screen, then it's the important page where you know that by the end of this Sunday, you need to complete the submissions of the artifacts in your last learning contract number 3. So let me walk through this number of items for you, although I've given you the hints on those individual items in my teacher's message 2 weeks ago. Okay, so the first one is your team PBL proposal. Definitely, each member in your team need to submit the same team PBL proposal. So in this PBL proposal, you must include the 2 silos your team has chosen to work on. Okay? And after that, you must have important information on what individual members of the team have been assigned to do, for what purposes, in order to enable the whole team to accomplish the 2 selected assignments. So the same for all the members in your team to submit the same proposal. The second one is your team PBL discussions report. Again, it's the same report all the members in your team must submit. Okay? And this report tells the story of how individual members of the team has accomplished the 2 selected assignments. Okay? And of course, it also includes important topics that individual members of the team selected with a specific set of OIA. So 2 silos to be done by each pair on the specific topics selected by your team members as the set of OIA. And then based on the PBL discussions report, you need to come up with the PBL discussions PowerPoint. It's a PowerPoint which should not have more than 15 slides, okay? And it's the same for all the members. Each member in your team need to submit the same PowerPoint. Then it's the PBL digital story. I've already explained that many times, but allow me to do it one more time. The PBL digital story is basically a video file that is produced out of your PBL discussions PowerPoint. You use the PBL discussion PowerPoint, broadcast it in your computer, and all the members of the team stand ready and speak into your computer to do the presentations, and you record the PowerPoint together with the voice for not more than 15 minutes, okay? So every member in your team needs to submit the same digital story, okay? It's a very interesting way to do the presentations. But be sure, you must have organizations. You must have an MC to introduce individual member, and each member must have a proactive grade in introducing the PowerPoint so as to be recorded in the part of the digital story, and make sure your PowerPoint should not exceed 15 slides and the digital story should not exceed 15 minutes. And then you're going to do 3 15 minutes, one for each week of the last learning contract. Although this is the very last week, you can have to submit your learning contract. So 3 15 minutes, one for each of the week. And for individual member, of course, every member in your team submit the same 15 minutes. And then, for individual member, you must select one topic from week number 8, number 9, or number 10, and complete the journal for that topic with the set of OIA and submit this on your own. Each member has to submit his or her own topic, so it's going to be different from each member. And then each member needs to write a personal blog based on the experience of learning acquired after working through the last learning contract. And these blogs should include some details on the work has been assigned to you as an individual in this last learning contract to get it done. The portions of work, the topic of your choice, the contributions from the discussions, maybe also part of your role in the digital story productions. Okay, so this block must be very interesting based on this teamwork. And your team discussion forum must have team discussion details among members. And I would say that this time everybody submit the same set of discussion detail directly copied from your team discussion forum. So I'm expecting that each member of your team should submit the same set of discussion detail, okay, for the whole team to earn that score. And finally, you have a self-assessment page. Each member of your team need to give a grade to every other member in your team in terms of collaborations, responsibility as a member of the team, and this must be done confidentially. You do not let your fellow team member to know your assessment, all right? And more, if you count the number of items here, it's only 9, but one item is invisible, and that is your team collaborations wiki. You must have your working records in your team collaborations wiki, because I'm going into your team collaborations wiki and look up the materials there, and I'm going to give each member of the team a bonus score based on the records you live over there, okay? And that is a very important part to earn your bonus score. A bonus score could be from 5 to 10 points, so it's very good, all right? So make sure you have your records of your work there in your team collaborations wiki. Now, having said that, I'm going to remind you the last day to submit your work on your last learning contract number 3 is this Sunday evening at 11:55. Okay, the last day and time. All right, this is week number 11, and if you know something about this, the theme of week number 11, 12, 13, 14, as well as 15 is integrative learning, IL. Okay, integrative learning is very important. It's there to help you put things together, reminding you what you should have learned in this course, okay, by collecting the artifacts you produced in the first, in the second, in the third learning contract. Most importantly, in this particular period of the semester, you're responsible for producing an important learning portfolio to earn your 20% of score out of the 100 final score. Now, this is very important. How are you going to earn this 20%? First of all, in this course, we're altogether 6 assignments. Okay? In your second learning contract, you should have experienced 2. In your third learning contract, you should also have experienced another 2. So out of the 6 possible signals, at the end of your learning contract number 3, you should have experienced 4 possible signals. Now, in the last part of the semester, in your integrated learning part, which has something to do with your learning portfolio, you need to individually select 4 signals out of the 6. Well, preferably, you select the 4 signals you've already touched in the first, second, and third learning contract, but it's really up to you individually. For each signal you select, you must produce enough artifacts that you finish in the semester, that you are going to finish at the end of this period, that you could accomplish the assignments. So you have 4 signals work to accomplish, and for each signal, you need to submit some artifacts to demonstrate that you as an individual could accomplish the signal. Now, what artifacts are you going to submit to demonstrate that you can accomplish the signal? If you go back to the first, second, and third learning contract, I've been preparing you for those artifacts. Well, you can include artifacts in the categories of a topic for a journal, the journal for a specific topic you've chosen, the discussions detailed for that specific topic, well, the report for that specific topic, your personal blog for that particular topic, your PowerPoint for that particular topic, and also the digital story to introduce people of your topic. So out of the many possible artifacts you could use, I've given you 6, and those 6 artifacts are artifacts you have been used to doing in the first, second, and third learning contract. So what else Well, what else is the bonus work? Okay? If you want to earn more score out of your last part of the semester, which is the learning portfolio, you can propose to do something which is what we call the in-class forum discussions. Okay? You could have already done some topic, and in terms of the journals, discussions, detail, report, blog, PowerPoint, as far as little story. And if you sign up, okay, now this time is individual, you can also pair it with your peer member, but each person in the pair must have done something similar. If you sign up in the next 3 to 4 weeks, I will give you in class 30 minutes time to have your forum discussions. And before that, you must get things ready 1 week before your forum discussions in that week's public discussion forum. And so the 30 minutes you're going to use here when you do that bonus work is to arouse discussions among your fellow member using specific questions and using the specific material you prepare to help your fellow student understand the topic better and to provide an environment for classroom-based discussions so that you can bring the positive side or the negative side of your topic and become something very interesting in class. Now with that, I can give you another 10 points for your learning portfolio. So instead of 20 points, you can earn up to 30 points. And that's what we call an upgrade. Now when it's an optional work, okay, if you want to do that, you have more chances to earn a higher grade. Now with no extra effort, because the effort you need to do is basically the effort you need to complete your personal learning portfolio. Okay? What you need to do is just use the same work that you completed for your learning portfolio and demonstrate it in class that you can have a classroom in class forum. Okay? So with that said, I think I'm going to take a look at the last chance for individual PBL teams to do the sharings today. I've already given you this posting. If you want, your team wants to do in-class sharing today, which is the very last chance, please respond to this discussion thread, okay? And I'll give you 5 to 10 minutes time to work on your own. And if you want to do the sharing today, which is the very much last time, please respond to that. All right? Having said that, I need to shut up because I've already used up my 10 to 15 minutes time. I will give you 5 to 10 minutes time now on individual teams so that you got yourself organized. And if you're ready, you can sign up here. If you're not ready, I need to go back to the lucky draw game to make sure that I have at least 3 to 4 teams come up here. And this is the very last time until next week. All right, next week it will be on individual basis, not on a team basis. All right, so work on your own. Feel free to talk among yourself, get yourself organized, and I will check this responses in about 10 minutes. Okay. Oh, sure. In the meantime, the question, raise your hand and come to you. Yes. Okay, any other questions I can help answer? Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Oh, I'm going to check the responses at 12 o'clock. I think a discussion forum. discussion report 唔係啦，discussion forum 嗰邊，discussion report 就係你以前第三個分組嘅一個 report，我今次我有睇到晒。
But kind of remember, your digital story must be recorded in English. Okay? I did receive a digital story in Mandarin, and I called them to make sure they speak in English again. All right, now I'm 5 minutes past the check break. Let me see if there is any theme we would like to share today by doing an update. Okay, we've got 2 responses. So may I invite team number 6 and then team number 3. Okay, it's your time. You pick up the microphone. So first is team number 6. So all the members of team number 6 you need to lock me out first before you log in.
Everyone, we are Team 6. First of all, we are going to talk about our progress in our wiki this week. And this is Charlotte, this is Selena, Mavis, and Julio. And we are going to introduce what we have made for this week in our wiki. And first of all, Selena will talk about the pair proposal and what they have done first.
For the pair proposal, we have decided that since most of us we don't have much time to meet up, and if ever we do, we have limited time. So we decided to use the UN Moodle to our advantages by doing our work separately, making sure that we're keeping track with each other, and then combining the work into one and doing the submission. And for now, we have had 3 meeting minutes, and Mavis is going to talk about the first, Charlotte's going to talk about the second, and Julia will talk about the third.
So we have the first meeting minutes at the October of 17. And we talked about the job for each member. And we choose our silos. And Tier 5 choose silo 4 and we choose silo 1. And we are Tier 6. Confirmation, the group working time and personal working time. Each member should be responsible for the group time and individual time. And our group time is 6 p.m. and every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. Oh, and we talked about the question about silos and how to go about with the work assignment. And at last we decide the second meeting minute time.
And this is Charlotte, and I'm going to talk about our second minute record. First of all, we had a meeting on 23rd of October, started at 6 p.m. And the first thing we want to do is to follow up the previous work that we have made on the meeting minute 1 and what have I done on our discussion forum and the wiki. And Pair 5 have discussed it on their selected topic in previous meeting minutes. And Pair 6 have find more findings related to the topic. And after we have followed up the previous work, we want to discuss about our first topic, means the social network that was made by us, the Pair 5. And we find that social network is a grouping of individuals into specific groups, like small rural communities. And they are possible in many aspects, but especially in online. And there are lots of methods that we can access to the social network nowadays, but relatively websites is the more popular one. And we have a 10 minutes break because it was really tired of having a long discussion. And at 8:30, sorry I can't have longer. And at 8:30 we want to discuss the second topic, which was made by the team 6. It was about e-learning, and we find that e-learning is a learning environment where electronic devices play a big part of education system. Means the methods of the way we learn depends on the electronic devices or appliances. And we think that it can solve the problem of distance of learning. We can do it at home or anywhere we want. And it's very convenient and effective way of learning, since it ensures both gaining of both knowledge and saving time. After that, we want to further discuss our report and our topics. As after we share what we have done, we need to have a further exploration about our topics and how to improve them. And after all of these things have settled, we have setting the next time for the next meeting minutes, which which is on the 13th of October, started at 8:30. And Julia will talk about the third meeting record.
Our first meeting minute start at 13th October and start 6:30 p.m. to 7:15 p.m. At 6:30 p.m. We check all the detail about the last two discussion and suggest the main idea and question for the last discussion. At 6:40 p.m. Final inspector between two pairs and discussion on the assignments that needs to be submitted. At 6:50 p.m. As we talk about the division of the report last time, this time we will disturb the work for each members and papers responsible for the cover sheet, titles page, the table of the content and reference. And Selina introducing and propose of the report and the literature review and the observation and interpretation and Charlotte application and conclusions. At 7 p.m. We decided to finish the work tonight and send to each other for combination. And about the story and PPT, we decided to work together after the submission of the team report is easier to fulfill when the report has been done. And 7:15 p.m. They us show the meeting minute record and final let the other member confirm after checking to make sure all the ideas were included.
And so this is how we're gonna go about for our report. And for our digital story and our PPT, it will be similar. We'll be dividing our group workload by pairs and then combining it for the final submission of the work. And that's it for Team 6. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Team 6, for your work. The next team is it team number 8. Okay. Yeah, please turn on the microphone, please. Thank you.
We are going to talk about meeting minute and the proposal. And I am Tini. I'm Sini. I'm Vicky. I'm Sue. First, we will talk about our wiki and our silo chosen is silo 5 and silo 6. And now I'm going to talk about our meeting last week. Okay, last week we have a meeting in the library meeting room, and we choose the topic. Our pair 11 is choose the e-learning as our topic, and Dennis pair 12 is choose the e-business as our topics. And we discuss the two questions of what is e-learning, what is your initial understanding of e-learning and e-business, and each member choose one to answer, and I collect their answer, and then after the discussion, Tini make a conclusion of our daily meeting. Now it's Sue's time to talk about.
Now I'm going to talk about our pair 11's proposal. Our topic is e-learning. First, we think about three questions. The first is what is e-learning? The second is what can our college students do with e-learning? The third is e-learning making our life better? And why we would choose this topic? Our reason is our pair chosen e-learning as our study topic for that is close to our college students' life, and all of the students are using it. Also inspired us to have a deep exploration. Look through the pages of e-learnings, we found most of that are concerning about the advantages of it, some even related to healthcare. This interesting us a lot, for we have never thought the relationship between these two. Healthcare is also a topic that people focus more and more nowadays. We consider it must be helpful if we can manage our health by e-learning. To say it frankly, we believe that students study through e-learning will let us know more about our life. We are willing to find the convince, share with others, help more people to access to this useful work. And the and this is our research to the our reply to the three questions, then pass.
Our pair have shown e-business. First, we have a question that is what e-business model did our market will be. And second, what should we consider when doing e-business? Third, should there have some regulator system for e-business model? And here is reference, and you can learn more over seeing this website. And our reason is that to choose this
question is that e-business is being a more popular channel in the world, and there are some people begin to buy something on the internet, and they will search some heading following the online firm is good or bad, and some online firm will get touched with different internet application. Others for having some applications that they are provided. And over this social web, some online firm can post their advantage to their products spread widely, and consumers can know the new product easily. In this topic, we are going to lead our reader to know what business is and know about and see some good method for managing their online firm. And I choose these three topics. What is the benefits of e-business on the companies? And I'm thinking about e-business. Seems like a trendy things at nowadays. So I'm maybe we may and using Web 1 to Web 2 to think about what is the character of the e-business. And the first one is, it seems like the first one, but the character is got some change. What is the benefit of e-business on the technology individual user? Like all of us will be go to shopping or take a look some products in the website, or we'll talk about some issues about this topic. And here are this is one of MBA book, and these two ladies also talk about the business model. And I think in business is got some change to our habits, as look like we buy products not only go to window shopping, also can using the website to take a look. And I think it's create a new way to the companies to have a new market to sell it. And that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, team number 3. Thank you, excellent work. Now, may I remind each one of you who have done the sharings in class, please make sure that you have a record of when you did the in-class sharing, and you must put in the record simple descriptions of your sharing and the link and the date and the class, okay? Because towards the end of the semester, you need this set of record to claim your score of in-class participations. And specifically, I'm going to elaborate today. You must put that record in your learning portfolio. In the remaining 4 weeks of the semester, you are going to create your learning portfolio as the semester project, and which is also equivalent to your final exam. And one of the important data in your learning portfolio is your in-class participations record, a table where you have number of frequency, first, day and time, your topic, and the video length. Okay, you must collect those data. As you can see that from the Moodle environment, I have the video of each class almost on the YouTube, except for last week's. And you must keep track of the video link, simple descriptions of your in-class participations, and you must make sure that if you want to earn the 20 points, 10 records there, okay? 2 points per record. It is your responsibility to create this record in your learning portfolio so as to earn this score, okay? Keep that in mind. Every time when you have finished sharing in class, I keep reminding you of the same important housekeeping chore you need to do, okay? Now, let me go back to, oh, great, that's to it. Let me go back to the importance of today's work. Okay? If you look at the widescreen in week number 11, okay? But let me remind you first, your midterm exam, it's next Monday, okay? At 11:30, but not in this room, okay? It's in the computer room. Excuse me. It's in computer room E63094, all right? The midterm exam is nothing more than a condensed version of working out your learning contract in 1.5 hours. In the first half an hour, actually 20 minutes or so, you need to select a topic and create a journal for that topic. That means the OIA. In the second 30 minutes, you're going to engage in the pair-based discussions with your learning partner, with her topic or his topic, as well as your topic. It's about 15 minutes. You need to type in your responses using the Moodle forum. And then, in the last 30 minutes, you need to spend time writing a blog on the topic you choose, based on the journal you wrote, as well as the discussion detail you completed. So it's in 1.5 hours, you're going to experience what you should have done and developed in you, the techniques of select a topic, create a journal of the topic, the OIA set, discuss the same with your learning partner, and then manage to write your blog, all right? Your blog is not more than 500 words, and your discussion detail includes a couple of exchanges in terms of the OIA. With your journal, it's very important by selecting a topic. Now, many students ask me, what kind of topic can you offer us to choose? And then my question is, remember, I will always invite you to select a topic from the reading list of the past of the first 10 weeks, okay? You have all the topics there. I do not want to give you surprises, but if you've already done that topic before, I would recommend you choose a new information item under the topic, because it's the message of your ability to see if you have developed it in this class over the free learning contracts. Okay, having said that, keep reminding you next Monday at 11:30, come to this room, the computer room, okay? We're going to use the Moodle environment there to complete the midterm. And of course, you cannot talk to your learning partner through conversations in terms of, hey, what's the topic? You need to do it through the Moodle environment, okay? You can always come back here, the reminder is on the right-hand side of your Moodle environment, okay? Immediately under the submission link, all right? So now let's go to week number 11 to give you a quick and vast introductions to why it's important to do the learning portfolio. You can see that in this week, date number 21, we would like to make sure you understand the meaning of integrated learning. So if you go to fall story, integrated learning, it's a very excellent series of introductions. But let me quickly go to the e-portfolio stuff. I'm going to use an example from the City University of Hong Kong to help you understand this.
When Emily finished her first year of studies in CDU, she applied for an intern job in the summer holidays. In a group interview, Emily was surprised to see the other candidates were very competent at telling people what they were good at and showing concrete examples to showcase their achievements.
Emily was confused. She had also prepared for the interview. Why was she not as confident as the other candidates? Soon after the interview, Emily found out their killer strategy was something called e-portfolio. So, what is an e-portfolio? An e-portfolio is a way of presenting yourself online, a multimedia environment of personal artifacts selected for a specific purpose from a personal repository or archive. In an e-portfolio, you can showcase your best work to present evidence of your expertise and accomplishments to a specific audience, such as an employer or a teacher. An e-portfolio can also be a learning and management tool to help you organize your goals and activities and to encourage deep learning through collaboration and reflection. No wonder the other candidates were so confident and competent. Now Emily realized that her CV and covering letter were really not sufficient. Emily decided to create her own e-portfolio, but confronted by piles of work and loads of information she wanted to present, Emily was lost. How could she deal with all of this in one single e-portfolio? You may have the same question as Emily did. Here are 4 steps you can follow to organize your work and information. Step 1. Start collecting the footprints of your life, which can be the work you have done or thoughts written down. The collection becomes your personal database. Step 2. Spend some time thinking about who you are and what you want to be. Identify your goals. They can be short-term or long-term, and come up with action plans. Step 3. Follow your plans. In the meantime, reflect on your performance and thinking when carrying the plans out. Step 4. Organize your work and reflection and put them in your database. Emily had been collecting her work and reflecting on her experiences during her time at CDU. When looking for a job, Emily selected relevant information from the pool and created her employment e-portfolios. She could therefore talk more fluently about her achievements and provide more concrete examples of her expertise to impress potential employers. Now Emily is a manager in a company, and she continues to use an e-portfolio to manage her professional development and present her achievements.
Excellent introductions. Now we're getting you ready for collecting your evidence of learning or accomplishment in this course. And if you live in a residential college, I know that you can take an CISG114 course where you need to really build a Mahara e-portfolio to incrementally demonstrate you have achieved the competency expected on the RC, right? But this is just an example of this. If you come to the websites that we have here, the date number 22, you can see that we have collected a number of universities movement into the e-portfolio of students. And one more example is from the Birmingham University, which is very much Mahara oriented. So I highly recommend that you go home and spend some time, just a couple of minutes per link. You can see the University of Macau is really putting a lot of efforts in helping you to organize your student e-portfolio. And that is very important. So in this course, I'm helping you to build up the learning artifacts, which could be considered as evidence of your academic achievement. So try to do the best you could and use the same to move them to your Mahara e-portfolio when you believe they are fashionable enough. All right? So that's it for today's class. See you next Monday in the computer room for your midterm exam. Okay? If you still have a question to ask me, you can ask me after I close the video today. Okay, that's it for today's CISG 114 Section 2 Web Technology and Life, and date number 21, week number 11. Until next Monday, stay tuned.